Hello, beta. Good evening, everyone. So today I am going to go ahead and start with basic statistics for economics, right? The reference book that I'm going to use, that is going to be McClave, and we are starting with chapter 1 of McClave. ठीक है बेटा, chapter 1 of McClave के साथ हम starting कर रहे हैं. इसकी reference book McClave chapter number 1 है. और काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है ये कोर्स. इसमें हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स के बारे में बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में पढ़ाई करेंगे. वी विल बी गोइंग अहेड एंड डूइंग लिटरली एवरीथिंग रिलेटेड टू स्टैटिस्टिक्स. तो इन दिस बेटा, इफ आई हैव टू गो अहेड एंड गिव यू अ बैकग्राउंड, तो सबसे पहले तो हम ये पढ़ेंगे. नंबर 1, वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इंट्रोडक्शन में कि व्हाट इज स्टैटिस्टिक्स. स्टैटिस्टिक्स होती क्या है. और आज का लेक्चर हमारा इसी बात पे रहने वाला है कि व्हाट इज स्टैटिस्टिक्स, किस चीज को स्टैटिस्टिक्स बोला जाता है. Then within this lecture beta, we will also try to go ahead and understand the different definitions. तो हम समझेंगे कि population क्या होती है, what is a population, sample क्या होता है, what is a sample, right? Then we will try to go ahead and understand two different things कि descriptive statistics क्या होती है और inferential statistics क्या होती है. So we will try to understand what is descriptive statistics and what is inferential statistics. Then beta, in this course I will also go ahead and I will talk about what are the basic concepts of probability. प्रोबेबिलिटी किसको बोला जाता है और इसके अंदर के कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स को हम समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. सो वी विल ट्राई टू गो अहेड एंड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज अ सैंपल स्पेस, what is the meaning of event, what is the meaning of independent events, mutually exhaustive events, exclusive events, and then I will be talking about something called as conditional probability. हम इस बारे में भी बात करेंगे कि conditional probability क्या होती है. Then beta, we will go ahead and deep dive in this course and we will be talking about probability distribution and sampling. Right beta? तो हम बात करेंगे कि distributions, अलग अलग probability distributions कौन कौन सी हैं, what are the different kind of discrete and continuous distribution, uniform distribution क्या होता है, binomial distribution क्या होता है, random distribution, normal distribution क्या होता है. We will talk about the different kind of distributions. And at last, beta, we will be talking about estimations. So in estimation, we will be going ahead and we will be talking about two kind of estimations. We will be talking about hypothesis testing, right? And इसी में एक तो हो गया point estimator form में, and इसी में we will be going ahead and we will be talking about one more thing here, जिसको हम बोल देंगे confidence interval analysis. Right? So we will be talking about hypothesis testing and we will also be talking about the confidence interval analysis. Right, beta? Am I clear? So this is how we can go ahead and we can divide the entire statistics that we will be covering. Okay, beta. So to begin with, let us try to go ahead and let us try to first of all understand what is statistics. Statistics बोलते किसको हैं? सबसे पहले हम ये बात समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. So try to understand beta. एक एक word पे we will go ahead and we will focus. Statistics is science of data. Science of data माने whenever we go ahead and we collect data, जब हम data को collect करते हैं, जैसे for example beta, if I just go ahead and I ask you, okay beta, I want to understand the marks obtained by different students in their CUET paper. CUT exam. The marks obtained by different students in their CUT exam. तो सबसे पहले इसमें हम क्या करेंगे? What is the first thing that you will go ahead and do? सबसे पहले आप इसमें data collection करोगे. You will go ahead and collect the data. So in data collection, what will you go ahead and do, बेटा? आप अलग अलग लोगों के पास जाओगे. You will go to person number 1 और आप इससे पूछोगे, okay, how much marks have you scored? हाँ, person number 2, and you will ask him, okay, how much marks have you scored? Person number 3, person number 4, and so on and so forth. So the first step that you will be going ahead and you will be doing, जो एकदम पहला step है जो आप करोगे, that will be collection of data. आप data collect करोगे. You will go to different people and you will collect this data. आप लोगों से पूछोगे कि उनके marks कितने आए हैं. That's the first step that you will be doing. But statistics is not only that. सिर्फ collect करने को statistics नहीं बोला जाता. Statistics is beyond collection of data. The second thing that you will be going ahead and you will be doing is classifying the data. So for example, I have got this data with me. अब मेरे को ये सारा data मिल गया है लोगों का. अलग-अलग marks उनके कितने आए हैं. I can go ahead and classify them. कि how many people have scored between 90 to 100? How many people have scored between 80 to 90? How many people have scored between 70 to 80? So I can go ahead and I can classify these people now. I can put them in a table and I can classify them that how many students have got the marks between 90 to 100, 80 to 90, 70 to 80, and so on and so forth. So that is the second thing that we can do in statistics, beta. After I have collected the data, जब मैंने data को collect कर लिया, मैंने सारा data इकट्ठा कर लिया है, I need to classify that. मेरे को वो अलग अलग मैं उनको एक data को एक form दे सकती हूँ. I can give some form to the data. Then summarizing. अब हम इसको summarize भी कर सकते हैं. So I can go ahead and number 3, I can summarize that you know what? 90 to 100 marks वाले, there are 20 students. Or 80 to 90 marks wale, there are 15 students. So I can also summarize this data set. Then after summarizing, organizing the data. How can I organize this data? Very easy. I can go ahead and I can organize this data set by saying the following. कि देखो, मुझे लगता है ना कि when I'm organizing the data set, it means that I can put it in ascending or descending order. So I can go ahead and I can say, you know, from 60 to 70, these many marks, these many students have scored their marks between 60 to 70. Between 70 to 80, these many people, and so on and so forth. So when I organize them, जब हम लिख रहे हैं organizing the data set, it means putting them in either ascending or descending order. Analyzing the data set. अब मैं इसको analyze करूंगी. So maybe इधर when I collected the marks of the students, maybe I collected more information. और यहाँ पे मैंने लिख दिया कि did the student go to school regularly? What was the attendance of the student? और suppose मुझे यहाँ पर attendance मिल गई student की. Then I can analyze this thing. मैं इसको analyze कर सकती हूँ that what? Okay, those students who have more attendance, their score is higher. They have scored higher marks. So I am going ahead and I am analyzing the data set now. अब मैं इसके बीच में एक analysis लेकर आ रही हूँ that the students who have gone ahead and who have had more attendance, they have scored higher marks. And those students who have low attendance, they have scored lower marks. So this is called analyzing the data set, right? Okay. Then interpreting numerical and categorical information. Finally, I will interpret. Interpretation ये है. ये final answer है. This is my interpretation of the data set. So statistics is involved with all of this thing. इसमें और भी बहुत चीजें आएंगी. I will talk about hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis testing? That will also be a part of this. But as of now, we want to go ahead and we want to understand what is statistics. Statistics है क्या? किस बारे में बोलते हैं स्टैटिस्टिक्स में? सो दिस इज अ फुल फ्लेजेड डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स. इट इज अ साइंस. बेटा साइंस मतलब इट इन्वॉल्व्स, व्हाट इज अ साइंस? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन साइंस एंड आर्ट? अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि बेटा व्हाट इज अ साइंस, व्हाट विल यू टेल मी? Science basically means where you are going ahead and applying your knowledge, right? Based on some evidence, right? You are applying some methodology based on some evidence. तो साइंस में हमें एविडेंस की जरूरत पड़ती है. वी रिक्वायर एविडेंस, राइट? सो इट इज अ साइंस बिकॉज आई एम यूजिंग डेटा. मैं उस पर एक एविडेंस जनरेट कर रही हूं. सो इट्स अ साइंस ऑफ डेटा. इट इज अ कलेक्शन, एनालिसिस, समराइजेशन ऑफ द डेटा सेट. तो क्या क्या इंक्लूडेड है स्टैटिस्टिक्स में? इट इंक्लूड्स कलेक्टिंग द डेटा सेट, classifying the data set, summarizing the data set, organizing the data set, analyzing the data set, interpreting the data set. All of this is included in statistics. इन सब चीजों को मिलाकर हमें statistics मिलता है. All of this is the definition of stats. Am I clear with it? Okay, beta. Now let us go a little ahead. Now we to understand what is sample and sampling. देखो, try to understand. Not always will you have entire population at your disposal. बहुत बारी क्या होगा ना कि population बहुत huge होगी. For example, if I ask you कि बेटा who voted for which party in India? कौन से बंदे ने किस पार्टी के लिए वोट दिया इंडिया में? हु वोटेड फॉर विच पार्टी इन इंडिया? व्हाट विल यू टेल मी? मैम, इट इज सो डिफिकल्ट. देयर आर सो बिलियंस ऑफ पीपल इन इंडिया. अब ये सारे लोगों के पास मैम आई कांट गो इंडिविजुअली एंड आस्क देम कि अच्छा किसके लिए वोट दिया, किसके लिए वोट दिया, किसके लिए वोट दिया. इट इज हाईली इम्पॉसिबल फॉर यू टू गो अहेड एंड कलेक्ट द इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड आउट ऑफ ऑल द पीपल. हर एक इंसान से रिलेटेड ये जानना कि किसने किसके लिए वोट दिया इज इम्पॉसिबल. सो बिकॉज इट इज इम्पॉसिबल, क्योंकि आप हर एक से रिलेटेड हर इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं जान सकते हो, व्हाट विल यू गो अहेड एंड डू बेटा? यू विल गो अहेड एंड यू विल जनरेट अ सैंपल. क्या जनरेट करेंगे हम बच्चे? यू विल गो अहेड एंड यू विल जनरेट अ सैंपल. हाउ विल यू जनरेट अ सैंपल? आप बोलोगे मैम ओके, पूरे इंडिया में ना व्हाट वी कैन गो अहेड एंड डू in the entire country, let me divide this in different states. और हर स्टेट में से मैम आई विल पिक अप 100 पीपल. ये डुएबल है मेरे लिए. आई कैन वर्क विद सम 2800 पीपल. लेट मी कलेक्ट फ्रॉम ईच स्टेट. आई विल कलेक्ट 100 डेटा पॉइंट्स एंड मैम ये जो 100 लोग होंगे ना, इनसे आई विल आस्क विच पार्टी यू वोटेड फॉर. एंड वंस आई गेट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, तो मुझे पता चल गया कि इन लोगों ने किसके लिए वोट दिया था. तो जिस भी पार्टी को ज्यादा वोट मिल रहे होंगे, विच एवर पार्टी वुड बी गेटिंग मोर वोट्स, मैम आई विल कंसिडर दैट पार्टी एज द विनर. सो व्हाट हैव वी डन इन दिस केस? द इंटायर पॉपुलेशन वाज डिफिकल्ट टू बी कलेक्टेड. इट वॉज डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू कलेक्ट द पॉपुलेशन. पूरी पॉपुलेशन मैं कलेक्ट नहीं कर सकती हूँ, बहुत बड़ी पॉपुलेशन है, बहुत सारी जनता है. So because it is difficult for me to collect the population, I am collecting a sample of the population. मैं उसमें से कुछ लोग इकट्ठे कर रही हूँ. And I am going ahead and I am processing all information based on this sample. मैं इस sample की सारी information निकाल रही हूँ. और यहां से जो इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, whatever information I am getting here from this sample, I am considering that to infer about the population. मैं इस सैंपल की इंफॉर्मेशन के बिहाफ पे पॉपुलेशन को समझने की कोशिश करूंगी. आई विल ट्राई टू इन्फर about the population based on the sample. So if I go ahead and I tell you that ma'am, in these 100 people जिनका मैंने ये 100 लोगों का information collect किया, if 70 people tell me that they voted for party A and remaining 30 people tell me that they voted for party B, तो I will assume, मैं इससे ये inference निकालूंगी कि पूरी population में 70% people would have voted for party A and remaining 30% people would have voted for party B. I will go ahead and I will bring out this inference. Inference means I will try to think that if this is happening in the sample, agar sample mein aisa kuch hua hai, to population would have followed this thing. This is called as inference. क्या बोल देते हैं इसको? Inference. Inference or infer means that based on the sample के basis पे आप population के बारे में कोई information बता रहे हो. Based on the sample, you are telling information about the population. Clear? Now we want to focus on what is sampling. Because sampling is the process of collecting the sample. The process of collecting sample, that is called as sampling. Right? Let me give you an example. Just say, I tell you that these are 10 students I have. And out of these 10 students, but I just need 3 students. So method 1 क्या हो सकता है? That you create a box. In this box, you will put chit by different numbers. And you pick up some chit. आपने कुछ chit निकाला. और जो भी उस chit में number आएगा, you just pick those students. आपने हर student को एक number दे दिया. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. ऐसा करके आपने numbers दे दिए. You have given number to each student. You pick up 2 chits. जो भी उस chit पे number हो. Say the chit says 8 and then it says 3. So you will choose these 2 students. Method 2. आप मुझे बोलते हो, मैम, I will go ahead and I will pick every 4th student. No problem. You picked up the student. Right? Then, or every 4th में you pick up this student. 4th and then 4th. आपको मिल गए student number 4 and 8. But ये numbers तो हमने randomly बच्चों को assign किए हैं. So in that sense, it is एकदम इक्वल है सबको कि आपको कोई भी नंबर मिल सकता है 1 2 3 4 5 6 में से. तो सपोज आप ही को 4 मिला और मैंने 4 पिक कर लिया, दैट्स रैंडम इन नेचर. तो दिस प्रोसेस जिससे हम ये 2 बच्चे निकाल रहे हैं, कोई भी टेक्निक हो सकती है. आप किसी भी तरीके से 2 बच्चे निकालो 10 बच्चों में से. you find out, you apply different ways of going ahead and finding these 2 students out of the 10 students, right? But this process of finding the 2 students out of the 10 students, that is called as sampling, right? This is what I have written here, that this process of collecting the sample, जिस तरीके से हम इस sample को collect करते हैं, उसको sampling बोलते हैं. That is called as sampling. Am I clear with it? ठीक है बेटा. Now, what we can go ahead and do is, we can divide statistics in 2 parts. 2 भागों में, in 2 parts, statistics can be divided. The first one is called as descriptive statistics, and the second one is known as inferential statistics. Descriptive comes from the word describe. क्या मतलब है बच्चे descriptive का? Descriptive comes from the word describe. तो descriptive statistics means giving description about the data. Data को describe करना, data को समझाना. जब हम ये काम करते हैं, when we describe the data set, that is called as descriptive स्टैटिस्टिक्स, उसको डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स बोला जाता है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if I give you the marks obtained by 5 students out of 10, और ये मार्क्स आए बच्चों के से 9, 8, 9, 10, 10. हाँ, and I ask you describe the data set. तो बेटा what kind of description can we apply? First, I can go ahead and I can find the average marks obtained. मैं mean निकाल सकती हूँ. So mean will be 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 by 5. ये average marks हो गए इन 5 बच्चों के. So these are the average marks obtained by the student. Number 2, I can find the mid marks. That means the median. तो median के लिए we will arrange this data in the ascending order. 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. And median will be n plus 1 by 2th observation. That means there are 5 observations. So 5 plus 1 by 2th, 6 by 2. That means third observation. So median will be 9. तो मैं बता सकती हूँ कि 50% of the students have scored below 9 and 50% above 9. This is 50th percent, right? Median means 50% of the students. Then beta, I can go ahead and I can tell you the maximum marks so obtained by student is 10. Highest marks क्या है इस group में बच्चों के 10. And lowest marks obtained is 8. Minimum marks obtained will be 8. Then I can find the range also. मतलब maximum और minimum वाले के बीच में कितना difference है? There is a gap of 2. Right? Then I can also draw a histogram कि ठीक है 8 marks there is only 1 student. 9 marks there are 2 students. And 10 marks there are 2 students. I can also do this. This is all description of the data set. This is part of descriptive statistics. इसको हम descriptive statistics बोलते हैं. So what is descriptive statistics? When you go ahead and you use the numerical and graphical methods to explore the data set. जब हम data set को explore करते हैं, हम data को जानने की कोशिश करते हैं that what kind of data is my data set, right? When I try to understand the average value, the mean value, the mode value, the range, the variation, when I try to make a histogram, जब भी हम ये सब कुछ करते हैं, numerical and graphical approach, that is called as descriptive statistics. ठीक है? Now let's talk about inferential statistics. Inferential comes from the word infer. And infer comes from the word samajhna, to explain something, right? To try to understand something. So, जैसे मैं आपसे बोलती हूँ, what do you infer from this? मतलब आपको इसमें से क्या समझ में आता है? What do you understand from this concept? So when I talk about inferential statistics, inferential, it means that I am asking you, what do you infer? आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है? So in this case, I have already explained you. In this case, we ask that based on the sample, what can we infer about the population? हम population के बारे में क्या बोल सकते हैं sample के basis पे? So take an example. Just I tell you that these are the marks obtained by 5 students out of 10. और ये जो class है ना, ये actual में class 100 students की थी. It was a class of 100 students, from which I collected any 5 students at random. इन 100 बच्चों में से मैंने कोई 5 बच्चे randomly उठाए थे. So out of a class of 100 students, I had picked up any 5 students at random. मैंने randomly कोई 5 बच्चे उठाए and I picked up their marks. ठीक है? तो what can you tell me about these 100 students? इन 100 बच्चों के बारे में आप क्या मेरे को बता सकते हो? That you know, ma'am, what? On an average, ये जो 100 बच्चे रहे होंगे, their score, these 100 students on an average, their score would have been, so 20 plus 18 plus 8 by 5, 46 by 5, so 9.2. So you can tell me, ma'am, look, ये जो population है, ये जो 100 बच्चे हैं, इनका average score 9.2 होगा. Because for the sample, the average score is approximately 9.2. So which means that these students are very studious, very intelligent students. Out of 10, they're scoring 9.2. So you are giving me information about the bigger population. आप बड़े population को समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. You are trying to help me understand the bigger population based on the sample size of 5. इन 5 बच्चों के बेसिस पे आप मुझे बड़ी population के बारे में चीजें समझा रहे हो. You're trying to help me understand to infer about the bigger population based on the smaller sample. Right? So this is inferential statistics. Inferential statistics uses sample data. I am doing everything with the sample, but based on the sample ke basis pe, based on that, I am going ahead and I am giving you my decision or prediction about the population. Then that is inferential statistics. What is that called? It's called as inferential statistics. Right? Now this is an example. So in this example, assume that I have made this pie chart. And this pie chart, it is going ahead and telling me the sale of different kind of cookies by any business. So, this can be choco chip cookie. This can be vanilla cookie, etc. So because I am giving you so much information about my data, okay, I can clearly see that vanilla cookies are sold more than the choco chip cookies. Its area is more. That's what I am telling you. I'm describing my data set. Right? I can clearly see that cookie number D is sold clearly more than cookie B. I am describing the data set. So this is a descriptive part of the statistics where you go ahead and describe your data set. Am I clear with it? Okay, take example number 2, beta. So in this example 2, this is ratio of CEO compensation to typical worker pay. तो एक डेटा सेट पूरा एक कलेक्ट किया हमने, जिसमें हमने बताया कि कंपनी, उसका सीईओ कौन है, व्हाट इज द मनी दैट द सीईओ अर्न्स, एक एवरेज वहां का एम्प्लॉय कितना अर्न करता है, और सीईओ के कंपैरिजन में वर्कर का रेशियो कितना. सो आई एम कलेक्टिंग दिस डेटा. सो सपोज द रेशियो कम्स एज 100. That means if the CEO is earning 10,000, on an average the worker is only earning 100 rupees. तो इससे मैं कुछ explain कर सकती हूँ ना. I can analyze this data कि there is high inequality in the company because CEO is earning so high and worker is earning so less. So there is huge amount of inequality in this organization. So when we try to go ahead and when we try to explain this data, collect the data, analyze the data, describe the data, make graph out of this data, all of this is statistics. All of this is descriptive statistics. Right? Okay, beta. Thank you.